Question: when Gus and I are talking, feel free to show some of the photos of what goes on there. Now this, I folded this in a very terrible way, but he's going to show you a better photo. But this little 52nd Street, Gus, can you tell me the who designed this, if you know, or the origin of where this 52nd with the drama mask came? Because it was in about the 80s when I noticed in the archives that it started to show up on the little playbills, and I wondered if a student, a child did it, or you don't know anything about it.
No, it's Shel Silverstein.
Oh, it is. Wow. Oh, yes. It's great. Children's writer, and
yes.
And he does. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we use him a lot in schools. Oh wow, how wonderful!
It is wonderful.
Did Willie know him, or did?
Well, he's a member. He was a member of VST.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we, that was our first home. That's where we did all our shows, and that's where, the story is that Willie was a member of VST, writer and an actor, and the PALs across the street, somebody over there wanted to start an acting class with the kids, so he said, oh, there's a theater company across the street, let's call them. So he called EST, and Willie just happened to be standing by the phone, so he picked it up and he said hello. And he's 24 years old, and then and he goes across the street, and that's how it all began. Yes, and the rest is history. And so, Shel Silverstein's a member there, and they, Kurt Dempster, the founder, and so they just put them together and said, Shel must have seen a show or something, or who knows, and he drew it up for us.
Great. He's showing pictures, and we're going to talk. There are so many projects you do to talk about the programs. You have one-on-one, which I think you can share about that, but that's also a retreat process in there when they go to Maine or upstate or something, a couple different places where the young people go with a adult. I mean, there's a group of kids that go, but they have partners.
Yes.
And writing partners. So you can explain more, but the adult writes with the student, youth, but the adult normally a lot of times is in the play with the youth, but if they don't want to be, then they cast another actor.
Right.
But you can share more on that, but then I want to, if you can talk about play-by-play and playmakers just a little bit, and then whatever else we can get in before the time goes out. And I do hope we get to a few of the other layers of the things that volunteers can do, so that maybe more people come over.
So I could describe to you all of the nuts and bolts of the programming.
Stuff going on. Yeah, there's some of the mentoring things.
But there's we do so much that I'm just going to sort of So basically, they start when they're 10. The first thing they do is they write a play that then is performed by professional actors and directors.
Which is, I think, in December.
Yes.
That was, and I saw that one this year, and you had my boy Bobby Cannavale and Edie Falco were there, and they were just fabulous.
They were amazing.
I was so physically sick that day, but I was like, I'm not leaving. I don't care if I pass out. It was, and everybody, all the actors were great in it, but it was really a fun night. Yeah.
Yes. And then so that makes them a member of the 52nd Street Project, and then over the course of the next 7 or 8 years, they have the theater curriculum is very sort of structured, age appropriate, and all that kind of thing. But basically, what they do is they'll be performing sometimes they'll be writing, sometimes they'll be writing and performing. And it's sort of their more challenged each program.
And when they get to be the upper teens, they actually eventually even do a Shakespeare
production.
Yes. And they're sort of like a little company, if you will.
An ensemble, yes. And so they always have a trip away. Our summer program, they go away for a whole week. We go to Block Island in July with 10 kids, and then we go to Cape Cod in August with 10 other kids. And then when the teen ensemble, they do their Shakespeare production, they get on a plane and they go somewhere like Texas or Western Canada, or we've been to France, we've been to England,